invite Ayub to Ayub is my uncle as well. Introduce Mr. BOYAGODA to all our participants. Thank you.
Born in 1953, a family of 4 children and hailed from Kandy, studied at St. Anthony's College, Entrance Investors, and joined Sri Lanka Navy in 1974 as officer cadet after 11. Served in Sri Lanka Navy from 1974 to 2004, almost 30 years, and retired as a Commodore after 6 years. Captive in the hands of NTT for 8 years from 1994 to 2002. After retirement, worked to the private sector for 7 years and now in full retirement. For information youngsters here, one time the NTT, that's Liberation of Tigers Family, was one of the toughest, ruthless and dirtiest terrorist organizations in the world. Went to the extreme of killing our President, Honorable Ramsey Promdasa, and few other politicians, Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, General J.P. Khombakalia, and my best niece, Mohan Jayamaha, and many others. At the time of BOYAGODA's activity, nobody ever thought that he will ever come back, not even his wife or children. Though Retd was ruthless at the start, and since BOYAGODA was the most senior officer ever caught, they want to find out about his credibility in family areas where he served. Retd intelligence wing carried out information gathering and forwarded a very good report about Commodore AJITH BOYAGODA, probably in my opinion, plus point, and after 8 years he was released. After his presentation, he is good enough to ask 3 questions which he will answer. He was a good officer and gentleman, and my regards always were praised.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I am going to talk to you this Friday talk. Is something very important in your day-to-day life as well as in your imagination. This is based on my life experience. Memoir we have written the time I spent with them and also some background of my background and as well as my family background. It's called A Long Watch. The memoir is called A Long Watch. It's Long Watch, a saga of 8 years in captivity in the hands of LTTE, that's Liberation Tigers of Tamil Nadu. Supposedly the most ruthless terrorist organization existed in the world. They are not second to the Arab terrorist organization Al-Qaeda. So based on that experience, I am trying to present to you all survival in trying conditions. While see extract from my memoir. I hope you all could just glance to read through. I don't know, I'm not going to read it anyway. When I returned from captivity after release, people used to ask me how you managed to spend 8 years with so-called ruthless terrorists. So that's what I am now presenting you all. How you can manage in captivity to be not to go insane, because when you are in isolation, mostly people do go insane. You don't need to torture, but physical torture, but the mental torture that is being inflicted will make you insane. But you can survive that if you follow what I am going to present to you now. So let's have a look before I go into the main topic. These are now you see the Sri Lanka, map of Sri Lanka, and the name towns that are in dark black are the cities that I was held over the 8 years. Basically, they were shifting from one city to another. They are not keeping in the same place, but they were keeping us changing from one place to another. So, starting from, you see Silavatura, that is on the west coast. That is where the west of Silavatura was the area that my ship got attacked by the terrorists. So, while I was afloat, they, I don't say they captured me, but I would rather prefer to say they rescued me. When you are in sea, you can't retaliate back without any no weapons, nothing, but you can retaliate, but neither you surrender, but they came and I prefer to name it as a rescue mission. Otherwise, probably I would be here today to tell the saga to you all. Would have probably wrong. So, when they brought me to Silavatura, the next day, they took me. From Silavatura, northward bound journey, up to, you see now just now, through the Kilali Lagoon. You know, the famous Kilali Lagoon those days. Everybody was referring to Kilali Lagoon, Kilali Lagoon. A lot of battles were on. And so, this is the Kilali Lagoon. And from there, across the Kilali Lagoon to Jaffna, little north of Jaffna, south of Pantasanture, there's a place called BOYAGODA. So I was the first days, first few months, the first 6 months, we were kept there. And then, with the time, they were losing ground. When the army was marching into Jaffna from KKs, they were losing ground. So they were keep on shifting us from the northern peninsula southwards. So they first brought from BOYAGODA to Milsuville, and from Milsuville again across the Kilari Lagoon to Punarine, and from Punarine to Periamadu. So we were kept in another couple of months at Periamadu, and when the army was marching from Vaunia towards Karemana, and they are going to overrun Periamadu. The army is going to overrun Periamadu. So they shifted from Periamadu to Mondimuruttu. That is northward now, because this area was under Retd control at that time, before the Sri Lankan army marched in and captured up to Pulinati. So from Mondimuruttu again, this move was called Edibala, and then from Anuradhapura, troops were moving northward on the A9. That was called again another famous operation, probably you all wouldn't have heard of it, AJITH. So when the AJITH was moving, they couldn't keep us in either Omanche or in Mondimuruttu. So now they were planning to shift us, and when the troops were getting closer, we were moved from Omanche to Mullatiu. In the last 6 years, we were held in Mullatiu jungles, where the Siribakaran's LTT leaders' main base was. So, till my release in 2002, we were held in Mullatiu jungle. So that's a brief idea to familiarize with the terrain where I was held in captivity. So now, I have selected one of the excerpts from my memoir, epilogue. I titled it as Newton's visit. Newton supposed to be a very a confidant of Prabhakaran, who was a bomb expert and was also responsible for the planning and placing of bombs that demolished the central bank sometime back. So he was the most wanted AJITH cadre in the south. His children, so the last camp I was held up in Mullatiu was under this gentleman, Newton. He's a very mild fellow, although he's a ruthless, from the ruthless organization. But the problem we had was the language barrier. We Signalists, we Tamils, couldn't exchange our inner feelings back in the south. This Tamil or Sinhalese, whatever the problem that we are having today, was mainly due to not being able to express ourselves to each other because of this language barrier. So what we tell them, they misunderstand, and what they say, we misunderstand. And the other is the whole thing is a misunderstanding. Otherwise, you wouldn't have into this turmoil. So Newton used to come in his leisure time and talk with me. He knows little bit of English. I know little bit of Tamil. So anyway, we managed with Tamil, English, and sign language, all that. We used to talk. So he come to my cell, sit with me and talk about the happening and the future of Sri Lanka. And to be very honest with you, I never offered him any support for their struggles, but as you tell them, I appreciate your struggle, but I have a question in my mind. The way you are going to achieve the target of your struggle. Because killing people and destroying properties and will not take us anywhere. And they will not even either win what they are going to achieve, because Sri Lankan government is not going to just give them what they are asking in the platter. But this could have debated at the parliament, but unfortunately the Tamil representation in the parliament was not that strong enough to make a noise at that time in the parliament. So whatever the proposals they bring up is very conveniently the southern politicians rule out. So they didn't get the opportunity of solving this problem in a peaceful manner. So in that sense only these people took up arms. We had another struggle in the south, the JVP, the Sinhala rebellion. So I see this problem not as an ethnic issue, but it's a socio-economic struggle, because the wealth and the resources are not evenly distributed among the ethnic distribution. What we enjoy in Colombia is not enjoyed by the citizen in the north or the east, or maybe outside Colombia. This problem this has in other cities also, not only in the northern cities, but in the south also. When you go to the rural, you will see how the people struggle to make a living. So anyway, if you are going to find a solution to this problem, you have to solve the socio-economic issues that we have in this country. So Newton, whenever Newton comes to the camp, his two children, that time only he had only two children, two daughters, they used to come with it, and moment they come to the camp, they get off their father's jeep and run into my cell. They come to my cell and they get into my cell and stay with me till they prepare for lunch. So they talk various things, I understand something, then I also explain them in my language. At one time, at the last days, before we left, the eldest daughter was telling me, our Appa won't be able to come to South anyway. So I asked him, why? No, if he went, he won't be able to come back to us. So I was meaning, now my children at that time was of the same age, like, my youngest son was just 1.5 years when I was captured. When I became a captain, my youngest son was 1.5 years. My eldest just 9 years, and the second fellow was just 8 years. So these two girls were also of the same age. The eldest girl was schooling, the youngest was just going into Montessori. So they spend the time, whatever we have, we share with them. They accept without any fear. What I want to tell you is this. Now, Newton is in the enemy side. I am in his enemy side. We are two enemies. But he was sending his children to my cell without any fear because of the understanding we developed during that short time he was spending with me. So he had some trust in me. Mind you, no one would have said these kids were condemned prisoner like that for reason. But the rapport we built up gave me that opportunity. So when I went after the release, then I went to North again with some relief items after the tsunami. And Newton had come to know that I am in town. So he came all the way from Mullatiu, riding a bike, keeping his third-born son with another colleague of his, just to see me. And when he saw me, he came and he hugged me and said, "Sir, I brought you my third son to show you, whom you have not seen." I have seen his two daughters, but I have not seen him because at the time he was born, I was out of one. But still he had that gratitude to bring them to me his son to me. So, I mean, this is what we have to build up to Yeah, to end this so-called ethnic struggle, we are trying to find a solution at this moment. Okay. So the other gentleman I want to highlight is Uncle George Uncle. I think you may have heard of him also. He was he after the war was over, he surrendered himself and he was kept in rehabilitation, and later on he was released, I believe. Now he is a senior postmaster, but he after this problem developing, he couldn't serve in. He has mostly served in the south, in Ratnapura district. He couldn't serve anymore, so he went to north, and then he joined the Liberation Tigers as the translator. Now he was in the political wing, doing the translation from English to Tamil, Tamil to English, or similar to Tamil or whatever. Because he was very fluent in all three languages. So now, another incident, just I want to tell you how we can build up this relationship. Now, in the same visit, I went to one day with the tsunami relief packages. Political, we were of course staying in with the political people. That is the accepted norm in that region. So the leader of that political wing, one Sudha Master, he came and told me, you know, Commander, George Uncle's wife had expired. So I was feeling very sorry for that. I asked him, can I visit them? Without that permission, you can't roam about one day. So he said, most certainly, and of course he said the funeral was over today, but you can go to his house. So I was taken across with the other colleagues of mine. So you know, the one is in pitch dark, no electricity. So this was around 9 o'clock or so, I believe. So I could see a distant light lamp burning in the house. So I was moving towards that house, and I could see some people, some busy movement inside the house, and then as usual, the dogs were barking and coming. So the people who were in the house was getting people ready, who's coming and all that. But then I saw this gentleman coming out of the house and coming towards me. I am going towards him now. And the moment he recognized me, he came and hugged me. He used to call me AJITH. So he came and said, AJITH, you have come for my wife's funeral. Anyway, you are the last person I would have expected at my wife's funeral. Because he never knew that I was coming to one day, but if not for that opportunity that I got to bring a relief item to one area, I wouldn't have gone to Vanni, and I wouldn't have even known that his wife was passed away. But that's why he said, you are the last person I would have expected at my wife's funeral. Anyway, he was so moved to see me there, and he was telling his children, so and so and so and so forth. So I mean, these are the moves that bring about the relationship builder with the foreign parties. Not money can't do this. It's just the infrastructure development is something it will develop the area, but between human, that's treating everyone like your own people, they take you an own way. So that was George Dunker's episode. So the Sunila Galapati, who wrote my memorial, once asked me, she asked me once what the hardest thing was about captivity. The hardest thing about captivity. Well, most of it was hard. The whole experience was a test. But despite the suffering, I don't feel sad about it when I think about those years. I got to see something not many people got to see. It's possible no one will ever experience that again. And I was not expecting that to happen either. Not anyone else could have the same experience that I was going through. So it was an experience that added something to my life, even as it took other things away. I lost many things while I was in captivity. I didn't see my children growing up. Neither my children growing up, nor my wife growing older. I lost all that, which I can't recover. But even though, what I learned through that experience is immense. And if I don't see that imprisonment as it now I see, how would I live with it? I have to see it as it gave me some experience, otherwise I wouldn't have coped up with that imprisonment. So the lesson that we are going to learn through that is earlier one. I can move to the earlier one. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, it's all right. Yeah. Yes, you can take it. Just watch this one, just to get a break of monotonous listening and speaking. This is my Sinhala version of the memorial. On the left is the author, Sunila Galapati, one of the original book, A Long Watch. And on the right is the translator, Professor Tikshana Survira. This is the day of the Retd that Umman says.
Experience, I should say, some other kept our life going, and ultimately what we looked forward came to an reality. We are back home now, so I must be very thankful to Honorable Prime Minister and the government, LTT leadership and the rest.
Sunila Galapati Benaviha Mahataratu Sanwadu Samari Niruni. අවුරුදු 4ක් අපි කතා කරා මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන්. ඒ අවුරුදු 8 අත්දැකීම අවුරුදු 4ක් කතා කරලා තමයි සුනිදා පොත එවිදෙන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ මහාචාර්ය තීක්ෂණ සුරවීර මැතිතුමා මගෙන් ඇහුවා මේක අපි සිංහලට පරිවර්තනය කරන්න. මම ඒකට තාමත්ම කැමැත්තෙන් එකඟ වුණා. මොකද සිංහල පාඨකයාට මගේ අත්දැකීම ලබා දීමත් ඒ තුලින් හැකි වෙන නිසා.
යුද්ධය, කොටි හිරමැදිරිය සහ ආපසු පැමිණීම. කොමඩෝරු අජිත් බෝයගොඩ සුනිලා ගලපත්තිට කියූ කතාව එලෙසින්ම. සිංහලෙන් ලියන්නේ මහාචාර්ය තීක්ෂණ සුරවීර. දිගු කාලයක් හිටියා බලා.
So now, having said the base story of my presentation, we now move into the subject of survival. What is survival? Survival can be summed up in 3 words. That is, never give up. In 3 words, if you say survival, never give up. Keep on trying. and you will succeed. It is an act of living through life-threatening conditions. Survival is in captivity, or it may be somewhere else, in starvation, or whatever it is. Any act of life-threatening, and if you survive, that is survival. So, how we could achieve this? I have marked it as rules. The rule 1 is when in captivity or otherwise, to survive, first you let go yourself. When you let go yourself, you become selfless. When you become selfless, you will not have that self-centered feeling. You will not have egoistic feelings. Let go yourself, then you can accept, agree with others' vision or others' whatever they propose to you. Now, having said that, I will again tell another thing that happened to me while in captivity. I learned this lesson from one-legged citizen. I call him one-legged citizen because he has lost one, he's an amputee. In the battle he has lost one leg, but he was in active service with an artificial limb. So this gentleman, this father was the guard outside my cell in the first few months, maybe after 2 or 3 months. But I had some relief. I could come out of my room and come to that, it's like we were kept in house arrest, like me and my other colleague. In the first 6 months, we were kept in house arrest. We can't go out of the house, but I can come out of the room and move about in the sitting area, dining area. But my colleague Vijita couldn't. And there's a guard kept outside who keep a vigil on us. So I used to get papers, daily papers from them. Of course, although I said daily papers, they are not the newest editions, but a couple of, let's say, a week-old paper. But it's news to me because I am reading it for the first time in captive, as a captive. So that's news to me. But old paper. So I used to read them there's a table like this. I was sitting there and reading. Now in front of me there's a window. That window was kept open, and the guard outside on and off come and peep and have a look whether I'm there or not. So at one, there's a watch wall clock in that room. He knew that. So his relief is not coming to relieve him for lunchtime, lunch break. He was getting little agitated because if he don't go in time, he's going to lose his lunch because others will have his lunch also. So I can now just lowering my head and reading the paper, but I could see from my top of the eye, this guy is coming closer, and I heard some voices. Shoo, 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 like. So I didn't raise my head. I kept looking at the paper. Then since there was no response from me, he said, "Oi." With that, I got a little annoyed because nobody had called me "Oi" in the Navy. so just few months gone, no? So my naval spirit is still in my blood. It's running in my veins. Then I raised my head and in a very harsh manner I asked him, "Why can't you call me by my name?" It's both Tamil and English mixed. Asked him in a loud manner, "I have a rank. You call me either by my rank or my name. There's a name given by my parents. That I'm not a car driver to call me oi oi." So he looked at me very harsh, looked. And I saw him, he taking his rifle at the action position, came closer and said, "You commander Sri Lanka Navy, Ceylon Navy." They don't say Sri Lanka. "You commander Ceylon Navy. This is Tamil Elam. In Tamil Elam, you are a prisoner. You have only number." So in the rush, he has even gone to the extent of cocking the gun also. So I got really pushed away. I thought it's bad time, bad joke. It's high time to come down to earth from the sky you are in. Commander Pattam me hariyannaya, I just realized at that time. So if you want to survive, accept the fact that you are a prisoner and that you have only a number. So I was thankful to him giving me that lesson in the very early days before it turned into a sour experience. So from that day onwards, he was one of the best friends. Who used to come and say hi and all that. I was also very pleasant to him after that incident. So that's the rule number 1. You have to let go yourself if you want to survive. Because you have the egoistic attitudes, you are inviting trouble. Rule number 2, accept the life as it comes. Rejection builds up frustration. If you want to survive in trying conditions, you have to accept what you are going through as it is. If you, moment you reject it, frustration creeps into you, and that will make you living difficult. For example, now you see you have a dog, pet dog at home. So you want to go somewhere and you have to keep the dog with your friend's house for a couple of days. So you take him there and you leave him there, then what happens? The dog sniffs around, a little disturbed for some time, but very soon he settles down. And when you leave, he comes and wag his tail also. Because he got adjusted to that environment very soon and he is now comfortable as your home. Okay, what is our position? What happens to human beings? We have a brain to think, we can reason out things. So what we do, the dislikes we challenge and we oppose it. The moment you oppose something, that brings in frustration. Like, so if you don't oppose, you get adjusted to that particular situation, like the dog getting settled down in your friend's place or soon. This happened to me also. Now, I have been living in very, at least some comfort at home and in the Navy. So now, no beds, no mats, just the ground, and you don't have clothes to change as you like. But then the frustration is there because I reject them. I say, well, how can I sleep on the ground when I have been sleeping in the spring bed? So if I do that, I would have never slept. I would have been up all the time for all the 8 years. I would have been just awake. No way of sleeping because I am rejecting all what I get. No, these are not as comfortable as what I having at home or in the office. Also, same way, the food you get, it's like, not the tasty food that you get at home or that serves in the Navy one. It is served in a plate with all the ingredients, and also there's a mess assistant looking after me, waiting aside, giving all the yeah. But here, just a bilek bingana, just a aluminium plate. Everything is nothing much to serve also. Morning, pittu with wambatu, and night, wambatu with pittu. So, for that 8 years, I have had about lorry load of pittu and couple of acres of wambatu. And that also not cooked the way we prepare here. But look at me, I'm healthy, no? With all that. So, and also the rice that you get for the rice with one curry, whatever it is. No beef, no meat, no fish, nothing. Again, some one curry. But I used to get more hodi into it. The curry, because you put curry into that and you will shake it, then the stones and the sand and everything settles down in the plate. And without any fuss, you can eat it and throw what is remaining. Otherwise, mouth after mouth, you are eating stones and sand, and the rice husk and all that. But you can't reject it. No, if you reject, you are going to starve. You can't go to a boutique and order a meal, but can you ask a better meal from them? So, whatever you get, you have to stomach it and wait if you are to survive. So to accept life as it comes, because it is what it is. Rule number 3 is positive thinking. What is positive thinking? Positive thinking is different perspective of the same event. Different perspective of the same event, right? So through a cell door, 2 prisoners were looking outside from the cell door. They were looking outside. Inside the prison, the cell, the same conditions for both of them. One saw the stars and the moon and birds whispering, and he was very enjoying that. But other person saw the mud on the ground, and he was disgusted. So same condition but different perspective. One prisoner made it a positive way, the other one in the negative. So for survival, positive thinking is a must. Whatever you see or get or experience, you must take it in a positive manner. That will keep your life going. Otherwise, you will be debating with you all the time. Abraham Lincoln once said, "We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses." Same. Either you can complain these rose bushes have thorns, or you can happy about it, those thorn bushes have roses. So that's again positive thinking. The number 4 is change of attitude. Change of attitude. When life gives you a lemon, you make a lemonade and enjoy it. Why you worry about it? So attitudinal change is also is a must for survival. How you think or what you do is what you get. The greatest psychologist, Retd, once said that one of the wonderful characteristics of human being is their power to turn a minus into a plus. The human being can do it himself. Any minus thing can be made a plus. It's up to you how you take it. The animals can't do that, no. Whatever they get, that's all. But we can make the minuses into pluses. Rule number 5. Cooperate with the inevitable. Inshallah. God's wish. Now you know, in the desert, when the Arabs move with the camels, they get into dust storms. So when they get into a dust storm, they hide themselves under the camel's belly and wait till the storm moves away. When the storm moves away, whatever the belongings or whatever the things they carry, most of the things are gone with the wind. But what is remaining, they collect and start the journey again, saying, Inshallah. That's the God's wish. So you can't move. Things that you can't change, you have to accept. What you can't change, you accept. Otherwise, life is difficult. Another example, if I say, hope ladies will not get angry with me. They say if the rape is imminent, offer him a condom and enjoy that. Because trying to oppose, you are asking a lot of trouble. Finally, you might sometimes die also. Otherwise, if you not try to accept it, I think your life is saved. Now don't carry condoms in your handbag, ladies. When I say condoms, that reminds me of another good story. You may have heard this probably. One father was trying to propose his one of the daughters, elder daughter, to gentleman, and they want to test him, his integrity, the gentleman's integrity. So they invited him to his house for maybe for dinner or lunch, and this gentleman now got ready and came in the car park and went into the house, tapped the door, but nobody seemed to be there. So this gentleman was getting a little pushed also. But then the would-be wife's, maybe would-be sister-in-law, I should say, was coming out. And she was inviting him inside. So he went inside, and then he felt the would-be sister-in-law was inviting him for naughty things. So he hurried back to the main door to get out, go out. When you opened and went out, his in-laws, would-be in-laws, cheering and clapping, and the wife was very happy and garlanding him. Yes, so then, and the father said, you are okay, my son, you passed the test. So the lesson learned in this is, never keep your condom in the trouser pocket. Keep it in the car caddy. And just to get the monotonous out of you, I hope I was not eating too much. So that is cooperate with the inevitable. The other one, rule number 6, live in a daytime compartment. Since today is yesterday's tomorrow. Since yesterday is today's tomorrow, you live in a daytime compartment. Let the past bury itself and forget the unborn future and live in the daytime today. That's the present. So if you try to carry the yesterday's weight, yesterday's problem either, and tomorrow's problem, expected problem, today, will you be able to carry all that today? No. So, yesterday, whatever the problem you had, let it bury itself. You don't dig it and take it for today. And don't worry about tomorrow's problem because it's yet to born. So live today with the problem you have today, which is very comfortable. That is what this young lady is doing. Past is dropped, future is dropped, and only carrying the present. It says, shut the iron doors on the past and the future. Live in daytime compartment. Watertight compartments of a ship, watertight compartments. When the ship is damaged and if the water is taking in, we have a watertight compartment where you shut the nearby compartment of the damaged compartment and stop the other compartments get flooding. You allow only that damaged compartment to flood and other compartments will not flood. So that is watertight. So the same way it's a daytight compartment you have to make today. Forget the past. Don't worry about the future because it's yet to go on, and live in today's, is whatever you are today. final rule that I am going to let you all know is break the worry habit before it breaks you. This is okay for survival also. This equally relevant, but it's mostly relevant to your day-to-day life. You got to break your worrying habit. All of us are very used to this worrying about things. Sometimes it may not happen either. We are worrying about would-be problems, thinking that it may happen, and we are worried today. So, to break this habit before it breaks you, keep yourself busy. Your mind will not have time to worry about anything. It's called occupational therapy. You see, if you occupy in something, your mind is focusing on that and you are not concerned about the other things that may worry you. And don't fuss about small things. We mostly, all of us mostly worry about small things that ruin your happiness. Small things we worry about and ruin your most happiness time. And use the law of average. That is, what are the possibilities of something happening? You see, now you are worried about something. Now, can that happen? Or is that already happened? Mostly we worry that would be problem. Will this happen tomorrow? Then what will happen to me? So when you go to tomorrow and see nothing is happening, you are just worried yesterday. Unnecessarily you worried yesterday. No? So in captivity also, you live in a day-type compartment. It's a day's life only. You can't think of tomorrows. You don't have to think of yesterday because it's all gone. You can't bring it back now. And I go back to yesterday's and say, oh, if that wouldn't happen, I wouldn't be here. No point trying to argue on that because it has already happened. And also, if that happened, what is going to happen to me? It's yet to happen. So it may happen or may not happen. So why you worry today? Let it come to your hand. So when you worry like that, you can't prepare yourself. The best thing is to prepare today to face tomorrow's problem. If it comes, you are ready to face it. If you unnecessarily worry today, when the problem comes, you are going to sit on your pants. So better not. So that's how you use the law of averages. And the other thing is, don't try to sow sawdust. Can you sow sawdust? You can't sow sawdust because it's already sown. If you try to sow sawdust, you are unnecessarily exerting yourself. So let the past bury itself because it is already dead. No point trying to reason out yesterday's happening. And I say, if you follow this, you will be happy in your life. If you want to have a peaceful nap, peaceful sleep, please follow this. Okay. First thing is, do you have a problem in life? Do you have a problem in life? If it is no, then why worry? No need to worry now. If it is yes, can you do something about it? If it is yes, then why worry? You can fix it now. If it is no, again, then why you worry? We are unnecessarily worrying ourselves, trying to figure out things which have no solution or which they are not problems. These are all would be problems. If you take overall, life has two rules. Never quit. Rule number 1, never quit. Rule number 2, always remember rule number 1. So, before I conclude this boring explanation, I would like to say this to you all. Survival as a prisoner. I would not exchange this experience for a happier one, since it taught me that nothing life could bring me was beyond my strength to endure. I discovered that it is not miserable to be a POW, that is prisoner of war. It is only miserable not to be able to endure imprisonment. Being a prisoner is not miserable, but if you can't endure the imprisonment, that is much miserable. So I don't want to exchange this experience with any of the happier experiences. Thank you for listening. This is the day of my release. First is my wife. Second is my mother. My father was not living at that time. because he passed away when I was in captivity, but they never told me. But I knew it has happened because in any of the communications, nothing was mentioned about father. But I typically came to know only the day I was released at yeah, thanks to Provider. I was like not even 50 kilos. Sorry? Maybe it should go to Prabhakar anyway. He saved my life, number one, and he looked after me for 8 years, and finally he released me back to my family. So, thank you for him also.
Thank you very, very much, Adhibhagana. And open the floor to some questions if you have any.
Prasad, I just want to ask, I have a couple of questions, but I'll ask one first. At the beginning you mentioned that this whole thing about the conflict as we know it is nothing but a big misunderstanding. And you went on to elaborate it to be more of a socio-economic disparity or an issue. Now it's been 20 years since you have been released. You have post captivity experience of 20 years. Do you honestly believe as a society we have the capacity to end this misunderstanding at all?
Yes, of course. But it's not overnight change that we can have. It will probably go for a couple of generations. The way we are going, it will never be an ending issue, because one thing is we don't have the political will to find a solution to this misunderstanding. Secondly, we still believe in this ethnic division, because what the Britishers trained us, divide and rule, still our leaders are following it. The easiest way to rule anything, even an office, to rule is divide and rule. You make division among the employees. It's easy for the management, because no one will raise for any issues. No? Because if one employee says, shall you do this, the other will say, no, I'm going to tell the boss. Because they are divided. So mutiny can never happen. So this is the easy way that Britishers are still the British rule the same way. They divide and rule. Divide the ethnicity. They divide the in language or in race of creed and caste and everything. So they fight among themselves. Bosses are happily looking at their fighting. So, if we have the political willpower, we can always change this attitude. Now, we have to make a attitudinal change in the society, in the people, citizens. You see, we have to change our thinking pattern. We must change the way we think. If we still think the same way as we were thinking for last decades, we will be in the same soup. We won't be able to come out of this. So there has to be a 90-degree, 180-degree change. You have to reverse it. Now to reverse that attitudinal change, who's going to take the political, who's going to give the political blessing? Now we could have end this war without going into a fully fledged war if we had a leadership with a political will to put their political politically, you see, when you do such a change, you are putting yourself into a difficult situation. No, you might lose the next election. So nobody wants to do that. You don't want anybody, any leader want to rule another term, no. They want to win the election. They allow it to go as it is. I'm going to ask a leading question. Yeah. No, my my concern is not about the leadership. We know that it hasn't worked for us. So personally, there's no hope there. If the change was to come, where should it come from? And if at some segment or somewhere from the society initiates, or if it starts happening, where do you think it will start to happen? In your opinion? Yes. We can't change the old. Elderly people we can't change, no. So we have to start from the young generation. That's why I say it will take a couple of generations. Probably the kids today, if you give them that understanding, when they become elders, they will grow up with that attitudinal change. So once you hit an age, you cannot be changed. You see, Marunat Kola, Marunat Nil කියන කට්ටියනේ කපුවත් නිල් මරුණත් කොළ කියලා කියන attitude එකනේ තියෙන්නේ. That is the attitude that our electoral has. So we can't do a change, but the way we think has to change. There's no. If you start with the younger generation, it's better. But when the younger generation changes, they will automatically change the older generation also. This happened in Korea. This happened in many other countries where the school children change their fathers, mothers, and the elderly people. Whenever they drop a coffee wrapper outside, a young child, school-going child will bring it and say, "Uncle, keep it in your pocket." So that's a blow, that's a hit. So that way, I think we have to start somewhere. If we don't start somewhere, we are not going to start anywhere. why I say political leadership is it's easy if the all happen, and if the political leadership doesn't change, then it's again an issue. So that also with that has got to be changed. But if you have a will, there's a way, they say.
Other than the question, I think it's a comment. Actually, really, it's your presentation is really interesting. Actually, I got something. It's a very good lesson for the people who I know, as you may also know that most of the Sri Lankans, about 10 to 12% of Sri Lankans are fighting with depression, and I think this is a good eye opener for the people who are fighting with depression, and you can communicate this. It's really interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that. So it shows that my 8 years well spent.
Yes.
Once again, as Mr. Tarinda commented, like, thank you so much. Like, with most of the, like, in Sri Lanka, especially among the young generations, like, as he mentioned, like, how to tackle the pressure and the stress inside their mind is the most critical this thing at this era. So, like, I really appreciate, and even I have noted down 7 points. So, it's really helpful, and I think, as he mentioned, like, if this can be communicated among the entire Sri Lankans, it will save most of the lives of Sri Lankans, and they will be really thankful. Thank you so much for doing such an interesting presentation to us. It's really valuable, and I'm thanking Mr. Sharma as well, like, giving the opportunity for us to listen to your story. Thank you so much.
Thank you for both of them.
Good evening, everyone. I would first like to thank Mr. Ayub actually for getting us in touch with Mr. BOYAGODA. It was a pleasure to have you share your experience and insights with us. Thank you so much for all the valuable lessons. I would like to thank everyone for coming here this evening, Mr. AJITH and his dear wife, and Mr. Ayub's family, and our guests and the office staff. And special thanks goes to thank you, Sir Samirai and Pavani, for helping us put this event together. And we have a small token of appreciation for our guest speaker. And please help yourself to some refreshments. Thank you once again.
Before we wind up, let me take this opportunity to thank Osuri for helping me to develop this presentation for you. And she did a lot of trouble in fine-tuning it. And if not for her, I wouldn't have done it. So thank you very much.